Hi, this is Renee, Custom Scraps by Renee, and I'm finally back, and I have a 2-page layout using an SVG file from Marjorie Ann Designs called So Berry Sweet, and it's little bears with strawberries, and I've already inked everything, so we're just gonna put it together and we'll go ahead and get started. And I just want to thank everybody for being patient while I was gone. I'm hoping that coming back and working and making some scrapbook pages, getting busy again will help me get through this tough time that I'm going through right now. This whole process. Losing Saber was hard, but when you lose a child, it's incredibly hard and difficult. But anyway, I don't want to start to cry, so I'll try to keep it positive. I used a border punch by Martha Stewart to cut out the borders, and I cut them like a quarter. I cut them an inch wide, the strips, and then I did the border punch, and then I went and cut them to about a quarter of an inch wide, and this is the border punch that I used to cut the borders. And I don't know why I wanted such narrow borders, but I did. And I inked them with it's Mary Merlot from Stampin' Up is what I inked the edges of the border paper with. Got a little too much. And I hope to be back with a new video every couple days. Try to stay busy. Felt awful hard because this is where Cody worked down here with me. He worked from home, and his desk was over there in the corner of my craft room, and so it's gonna be tough working down here sometimes, you know. Dave helped me, or he cleaned it out real well for me, so I don't have to have any reminders. It looks like my craft room now, so I guess that kind of helps. I got 2 little bears that go on here. This is supposed to say strawberry jam, and I am still trying to cut the letters small enough. I'm trying to use my Cricut Explorer 3 to cut them, but I think I'm going to end up having to use my Cricut Joy to try to cut the letters small enough. It's supposed to say strawberry jam, and so it's kind of blank there right now, but it's supposed to say strawberry jam. I might just have it say jam. And I have two 4x4 photo mats, and I used this paper punch to punch out the inner corner punch, and then just this corner rounder to round the corners of the photo mats. And this is the title. I'm kind of pulling everything over to the side. Everybody's doing okay. Not getting that winter storm that's in effect. We got a huge snow last week, and this week we're just supposed to get a little scant to 2 inches of snow. But it sounds like parts of the rest of the country are supposed to get hit pretty hard with snow. So I'm glad that my son, they left on Monday and they drove back to Oregon. They were here from Oregon, and they'd been here. I got here the night after Cody's accident, so they'd been here with me and Dave for almost the whole, well, they were here for the whole time. We had a very unique service for him. He lived in Southeast Asia prior to the start of the pandemic. For years he lived there, and he worked with non-profit organizations, and he built schools and taught the children in these schools. So he worked in many underdeveloped countries. He lived in Vietnam, Cambodia, Nepal, and the last country he lived in was Myanmar. And he worked at the university there and taught English and business as a professor there. And then when the pandemic hit, is when he came home back to the U.S. and he came to live here with us here in Bellevue. And so he was really quite the humanitarian, and he really relished, I guess, what a lot of what the Southeast Asian Buddha religion was about. And so we found in Iowa, we found a Buddhist monastery, and we had a service for him at this Buddha temple or Buddhist monastery it was called. They believe, and we had already planned this, because Cody had wanted to be cremated, and that was one of the beliefs of the Buddhist religion, is that the body is cremated because the body regenerates itself and comes back as something, comes back as something else. And so we had a service, and his ashes are at this Buddhist temple, and they will be there for like 49 days because they pray for him for 49 days. And then after 49 days, then we can go get him and bring him home. Or I think he really would like to have him. He wanted to have him. He wanted to grow a tree. He said if he was ever cremated, that he wanted his ashes to put and grow into a tree. And so I think that's what we might do. Or we might take him back to Japan, because he lived in Japan for like a year when he was going to college. As a student, he lived there for like a year, and he really loved Japan, and thought we might go to Japan and spread his ashes there for him upon Mount Fuji. Someplace that he would like. We're kind of still up in the air as what we're going to do. I guess we have time, all kinds of time, but anyway, it was a beautiful service, and they really honored him really well. I was really really impressed. Most of it was in Vietnamese, so we didn't understand a lot of it, but they made sure that they did some in American because my family was there, and you know, we don't speak Vietnamese, and but they honored him very well. It was a beautiful service. Our biggest problem is that he lived overseas for so long that it was hard to get pictures of him. And I downloaded pictures off of his Facebook, but they were not like high resolution pictures, and they wanted high resolution pictures so they could like do this big poster, and I didn't have any high resolution pictures. Whoops. Oh gosh, darn it. That I could use, so they ended up not being able to do any kind of a big poster of them, because we just didn't have any pictures like that. And the ones I had now are like, have a whole bunch of people in them. And anyway, so I got these flowers, and I used this die cut to cut this little corner thing, and I used this little die cut to die cut these little bitty flowers. And the flowers, I used just these two die cuts. I used this one to do the pink flowers, and then this one to do the yellow flower, and then the silver one to do the flourish. And those are probably, I got those all off of Amazon, except this I know I got from Scrapbook.com. And these little flourishes are just with that Martha Stewart pine branch bough. And I'm going to use, I think for the metals, I think I'm going to use actually blue, because there's blue in the paper. Okay, and there's the first page. So very sweet. And I'm going to set it over here so I can pull all over the second page. And I got a new glucose monitor today, a new continuous glucose monitor, so hopefully I won't be having any of those low blood sugar spells when I'm doing videos, because it warns me way ahead of time that my blood sugar is starting to get low. It even tells you, like you have so many minutes before it hits. Like, it was 62 and it said that I had 20 minutes before it hit 50, which is really low. 62 is really low. But that's kind of unique. And I also can share all this information with my doctor. And not just when they go see him, but like you can just log in and look at it like right now if you wanted to. So I guess there's no fudging of the numbers or anything, because you can look at the real-time data. I'm just glad not to have to poke my fingers anymore. I hate having to poke my fingers. It just hurts so bad. And they get to the point they don't even want to bleed. And I have two 4x4 photo mats on this side too. thought these bears came out really cute too. Okay, off though. know I hadn't punched enough of these black things. This punch been used too many times. And that's the second page. Oh, there's one. I'm going to put it right here. Pull this page back over and get some morning dew. And see, and I'm add some to this little, to glossy up this jam on this spoon. And that will dry clear. And that's from Nuvo Drops. And there's both pages. So Berry Sweet Bears from Marjorie Ann Designs. And I hope you like what you see. I want to thank everybody for being patient while I was gone. I hope to be back now on a regular basis with a new video every couple days. And I hope everybody has a great day, and I will see you in a couple days. Thanks. Bye.